Do you want to become a human dildo? Huh? Well, that's what you will become if you agree to getting a vasectomy. And notice how I say agree to getting a vasectomy. See, most guys, the vast majority of guys, will never think to themselves, hey, you know, it sounds like a good time, a good day to go and get myself a vasectomy. No. Very few guys think that way. There are some guys who do. There are some guys who just do not want to have children at any price, okay, for whatever reasons of their own, but they're a minority. The vast majority of guys, frankly, they don't think about it. They're not thinking to themselves, do I want to be shooting blanks or do I want to be shooting, you know, cum that can actually get the job done? Most guys don't think that way. The times that they do think about it, it's usually because a woman has brought it up. Yeah, see, when a woman brings it up, who's it going to be? Your mother? No, it's going to be your girlfriend or your wife. And she's going to bring it up, and what she's going to be suggesting. She's going to say to you, oh, well, why don't you get a vasectomy? You know, we don't need to worry about that anymore, about having kids, right? What's she really saying? She's saying that she doesn't want to have your kids. That's what she's saying. And when a woman says that she doesn't want to have your kids, that's the end of the relationship. Yeah. See, a woman who has decided, if only at a subconscious level, that she does not want to bear your children, means she doesn't want to be with you. She might be with you because, in a practical sense, it's easier to stay with you. Maybe because she's frightened that she might not actually find anybody. It could be that. But basically, when a woman is suggesting to you to have a vasectomy, that means that she doesn't want to bear your children, see? And that is just the hindbrain signaling to you that she just doesn't see you as a future mate, a potential father to her children. It doesn't mean that she doesn't want to have children. It means that she doesn't want to have children with you. A lot of guys don't see this. A lot of guys fall for the stupid argumentation, the manipulative argumentation on the part of a woman, that the guy should have a vasectomy so that there's no a fear of pregnancy. But her, insofar as her tubes, because, you know, a woman can get her fallopian tubes tied, which is the same effect. If she gets her tubes tied, she's not going to be able to get pregnant. And to reverse that operation, apart from the fact that reversing the operation might not succeed, well, reversing the operation of getting the fallopian tubes tied is quite the endeavor. Similar to a guy reversing a vasectomy. So if the woman you're with is telling you to get a vasectomy, but she's not saying, hey, you know, I should get my tubes tied too. She's basically saying that she wants to keep her options open insofar as procreation is concerned, but she doesn't want to bear your children. And there's no other way to look at it, okay? Don't go explaining it away to yourself and claiming that, oh, it's this, that, the other, the environment, you know, and overpopulation and bullshit like that. Fuck all that noise. She is telling you that she doesn't see you as the father of her children. You might already have had children with her. But if she's telling you to get a vasectomy, something has happened in the relationship. She views you not as a mate, but as merely a provider. And if she's not offering to get her own fallopian tubes tied, then what's really going on in her head is she thinking that maybe at some point in the not too distant future, she'll find some other guy with whom to have a child. Not you. A lot of guys can't face this reality. A lot of guys have put so many emotional chips into their relationship, into their marriage, that they simply cannot see what's going on. See? But you always have to remember that, see, human beings, we're animals. We are mammals, specifically primates. And we are very intelligent. We can go to the moon. We can do all kinds of stuff. We've got Instagram and Facebook. We've got all kinds of technology and shit. But we're animals. Never forget that. And so often as not, our reactions, our instincts, our desires, the desires for ourselves and the desires that we want to impose on our mate, they come from evolution. from the drive to procreate. The drive to procreate with the best mate available. So you got to understand what's going on. A woman who tells you to get a vasectomy doesn't want to bear your children. Yeah? If she's offering to tie her tubes, maybe, then it's for real. But see, ultimately, when a woman is telling you to get a vasectomy, she wants to control your ability to procreate. She doesn't want you to procreate. That's what's going on, you know? And if you are not allowed to procreate, that's a form of death. Yeah? Your progeny will not exist into the future. You are an evolutionary dead end. A woman springs that shit on you, understand? She wants to annihilate you. Literally. See, the guys who they themselves come up with the idea that they want a vasectomy, that they don't want to procreate, often as not, these are guys that are ultimately so unhappy with their lives that they just don't want to see their lives continue into the future. They don't want to have progeny. They do not want to have children. They want their line to end with themselves, because actually what they want to do is end their own lives, but they don't have the courage to do it. And so the next best thing is to end their own line. That's what's going on. And you guys, some of you, might have gotten a vasectomy out of your own free will, out of your own desire, not pushed by any woman, but you yourselves wanted it. I'm sorry, you have to face yourself in the mirror and recognize that the reason you wanted a vasectomy is because you want to end yourself. Yeah, that's the only reason to get a vasectomy. I mean, there are these guys who are like really, really wealthy, extremely wealthy, and they want to make sure that no gold digger gets herself knocked up by him and winds up with a kid that he's going to have to support. That's like the hypothetical, but in reality, that's not the case. See, a guy who's really well off, who's got like cash for real, enough to just do whatever the fuck he wants, good old fuck you money. Well, that guy is not really going to care if he knocks up some broad, even a gold digger. He's not going to care because he's going to have the money to just write the checks, make the deposits, and put up with the kid. Yeah. So he's not really going to be thinking of that. The guy who's thinking of a vasectomy is ultimately self-destructive, but doesn't have, like I said, the courage to end his own life. The woman who's pushing that, like I said, she wants to end your life or end your ability to procreate. I mean, it's nasty, but it's the truth. Among the lions, a new dominant male shows up and takes over the pride and drives away the old dominant male. And what does this new dominant male do? The first thing he does, he kills off all the cubs of the previous alpha lion. That's what he does. It's kind of ugly, but that's what he does. He kills them all off, and what happens to all the females in the pride? Well, they all of a sudden go into heat. And he goes and knocks them all up. Yeah. They don't mind, the female lions don't mind, or at least in our understanding of minding, they don't care about the fact that their previous cubs were annihilated by the new lion. No. They don't care about that. What they care about is getting knocked up by the strongest male available. That's what's going on. And so they are, if it's possible to quantify the happiness of lions, they're happy. I don't know. Doesn't matter really if they're happy or not. The point is that, see, they are in heat. The second he gets rid of the old cubs of the previous dominant male. Now, because that's the way of nature. That's the way of evolution. It's an ugly thing, but it's a true thing. And anybody who's, talking about your ability to reproduce, they have an agenda. They're not doing it out of some weird notion that, we got to save the planet of overpopulation or any crap like that. No. It is a desire to annihilate you by proxy, see? Because they're not asking for your death, or your execution. No, they're not asking for that. What they're asking for is for you to no longer be able to spread your descendants on this earth. The annihilation of your descendants. That's what's going on. And a final note, and perhaps this is a personal note, a side note, or whatever. See, I know that I'm shooting live bullets, if you want to put it that way, okay? Yeah, I can get them knocked up whenever I want to. And the thing is, see, it gives me a sense of I don't know what, but it just makes me feel more alive. And you want to say that it gives me a sense of control, a sense of this, that, the other. You want to qualify it in a negative way, that it's, that I'm like feeling like a part of the patriarchy, whatever bullshit mental gymnastics you want to give to it. The fact remains that I feel better, stronger, more masculine, more on top of things, knowing that I can get a girl knocked up whenever the fuck I want to. And that's a powerful thing, and it influences my life. Not on a daily basis, I'm not thinking about it all the fucking time, of course not. But I feel it. I feel it in my bones. It's not that merely I'm a guy. I'm a card-carrying man, and I'm shooting live rounds. And that matters. It matters to me. It influences how I live. So if you are ever pushed into the position of deciding whether to get a vasectomy, now you have my thoughts on the issue. Insofar as women are concerned, they don't want to be with you. And you should just leave them, okay? Really, just go off and find some other woman who doesn't want you to get a vasectomy. And if it's some random people, they're trying to annihilate you or annihilate your line, your race, your people, your whatever. Whatever it is that you belong to, they want to annihilate that. And that's why they're pushing for a vasectomy from you. And finally, the notion that you're shooting live rounds, it adds something. It adds something to your life. Yeah. So don't get a vasectomy. Don't. Understand that your cock is a cock, and it is not a human dildo.